Yeah.
Anyways, here's one that I enjoy quite a bit because I like shitting all over people.
Yep.
That is the most overrated.
Sure.
For me...
There's also, along the lines of worst fed, I have a tradition in in this category.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see a continuing trend from you and some years me.
Yeah.
Dan, I don't think Reigns and Brock will happen. Wrong-o!
Wrong-o. That was Dan in 2014.
Multiple wrong-os, but okay. Yeah, I mean, that same person, now that I'm looking at it, should be on my list, just isn't on my list, because I didn't even think about him. I have a clear number one. And then I have a couple other ones that are just like, I think are overhyped or overloved by some.
Sure.
Do you have a definitive number one? Is it that person?
I have a number one. Well, let's get one out of the way. I guess he's not number one, but every year since 2013, I have said Roman Reigns. I will continue to mention Roman Reigns in this category. I won't put him number one. He will be on the list. I will also mention, I think a relative of his. I can't keep track of shit.
Is he Samoan?
She is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like loosely related. They're all related.
They're all.
It's just a bunch of inbreeding.
A bunch of ins and outs.
It's a real rotunda situation.
Yeah, Nia Jax, who is overrated in the fact that she has a job because she's incredibly dangerous and really bad. And I'm glad that everyone is mean to her backstage.
And a pig in makeup.
I would also mention Randy Orton, who is who all the insiders say everybody wants to work with. I don't care because he hasn't had a good match since Christian in 2011.
Yep.
And before that, he hadn't had a good match ever. He has had one good series of matches. He had 3 good months with Christian before and since.
Which we only got because Edge had to retire.
Which we only got because Edge had to retire, yeah. Which shouldn't have even happened. Happened in spite of itself.
I have
for instance, he has been worthless.
I have mad props for Orton only for the sake that he's done nothing for anyone ever.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine that Randy Orton is anyone's favorite wrestler.
No.
He's never...
Like, I bet he is, but no.
Yeah. But, like, he hasn't really put over anybody or, like, made anybody.
No.
He literally just...
He's done nothing to warrant his position.
He literally just does whatever he wants for himself.
Yeah.
He can either work really hard or not at all.
Yeah.
He just kind of does whatever. And
he
gets paid really, really well.
Paid huge. 12-time world champion.
Yeah, so like...
Just so undeserving.
I'm just like...
So undeserving. And like, he was in a Mania World title match this year.
Yes, he was.
Didn't deserve it, and it was horrible.
Yes, he was.
Didn't deserve it going in, sure didn't deserve it going out.
So those aren't your number one.
Those are my number one.
Leave your number one, I'll do mine not number one.
I got one other mention, which I wrote down just on the way here, because he came to mind. I didn't know that he was on your list last year until I just saw it. Silas Young. Just won the ROH TV title. He doesn't do much for me.
No. Does nothing for a lot of people.
And the more talent that leaves Ring of Honor, the higher up he goes.
Great.
Basically, which is...
He's done one good thing in his life, and that's it. That's fucking those boys straight.
Fuck the boys straight.
But that didn't really work, because now they're back to being fancy boys.
Yep. And I've always found it weird that the guy whose gimmick is the last real man has, as a finisher, a handstand in the corner into a springboard moonsault.
Yep.
Which is a weird, fancy move for the last real man. His finisher should be a punch.
A lariat, or kick, or a big kick. Yeah.
So that's everyone but my number one. My number one is sort of an umbrella thing, but if I have to narrow it to one, I can.
Okay.
I have... My number one is, but specifically,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, my overrated ones, one of them is somebody who I have consistently shit on my entire podcasting career.
Roderick Strong.
Who I do not give a fuck who he's wrestling or what he's doing. He does so little for me. There is literally nothing about him that I enjoy. Like, not a move he does. He's got no charisma. He cannot talk on the mic.
He's a bad promo.
He does nothing for me. I've watched most of the things he's done in NXT this year, and he's had a couple like good matches, but it's not really because of him. Like, I literally couldn't care less about him.
Yeah.
And then another one that I know everybody is really on board with this person.
Interesting.
I do not see it, and that's the fucking Velveteen Dream. He literally had one good match against the best guy in NXT, but can you name me one other? He had 3 matches this year.
He hasn't done. Yeah.
How are you so in love with him?
Yeah, because I saw on a message board a bunch of people were posting their Wrestling Observer award ballots, and I was seeing a lot of Velveteen Dream on like most improved and like that kind of category, and I'm like, I guess
that match is very good. It's very, very good. But
that's it, right?
It's because of Tommy End.
Yeah.
Like, I guarantee you Silas Young and Tommy End could have a really good match.
I bet they could.
But it has nothing to do with him. Like, he's just a guy who is athletic.
Yeah.
It's not fair because his butt's higher. And, I mean, I think the gimmick's dumb because he doesn't fully commit to it, in my opinion. Like, he's only partially there.
Right.
But, like, yeah, you can't base a guy on one really high-profile good match.
And
he's done nothing since then.
Yeah.
He's done nothing since that feud.
He's been, like, out since then, right?
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. I feel like people way majorly overhype him. I don't think he's as good as people think. And the other one is, I said that he had one of the best matches I've ever seen live, but other than that, I don't think he does much for me, and that's Lio Rush.
Yes.
I think is overrated. Just because he's like
very well liked,
he's a small dude that people can like. He can do a bunch of flippy flips and people can chuck him around. Sure, great, but like, I feel like you could just put him in a category with a bunch of other like flippy, high profile indie guys, and he's just the same as all of them. Like, you know, he's like a thinner, younger ACH. Or Cedric Alexander, or Rich Swann. Like, he's just one of those guys to me. So I don't think there's anything definitive about him that makes him amazing. That being said, him and Shane Strickland live was great.
Yep.
But, I mean, also you tend, as, one David L'Chaim Meltzer does, you majorly overrate things you see live.
Yeah.
Because it's the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So I'm sure if I watch that match back, I'd be like, oh, this is still really good, but not as great as I think it is. Yeah, like, I think at the time I might have said that was better than half the matches I saw at Bola.
That would have competed at Bola.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But, I think he's also pretty overrated, and I really hope that he gets fired by WWE so that people can stop sucking his... Well...
I think they've sort of stopped.
A little bit. I mean, like, when I say people, I mean, like... people we know that we don't like.
Fair.
Or that wrestle in the same general region that we wrestle in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I have a definitive number one, and I really, really hope it's the same, but I don't know that it is.
You never know. The only other Lio Rush thing I had was he sort of jumped the shark for me when he no-sold a powerbomb off a ladder through a table and just stood right up, and everyone was like, well, wrestling's ruined.
Wrestling's dead, yeah. Although, depending on who you ask, Ospreay versus Ricochet ruined wrestling, so...
Sure.
You know. Now, question about your number one.
Yes.
Is he a second-generation wrestler? Is he in a large faction?
Yeah.
Is he, like, the most... Like, is he a standard 3-star wrestler?
He's a 3-star machine, my friend.
Then we've got the same number one.
So my number one is the Bullet Club.
Deal.
Specifically, Cody Rhodes.
Bullet Club including, like, the 3 good ones?
If I have to, yes.
Okay.
But nothing to do with them.
Just the concept of the Bullet Club.
The concept of the Bullet Club, but if I have to narrow it down to a guy, his name is Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes is a number one for me.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, Literally, what is Cody's best match he's had? Because everything's a 3-star match. I guess
probably
Wrestle Kingdom this year.
I was going to say, probably Ibushi at the Dome this year.
But this is 2017.
Exactly. So pre-2018, what is his best match?
Everything's a 3-star, so...
I don't fucking know. The last time he had a match that I really, really liked, you got to go back to him and Goldust against Rollins Reigns.
Yes.
Those matches were awesome.
Yes, very good. Very, very good.
That's the last time I liked...
That's a while ago.
That's 2013.
Yeah.
That's the last time I liked Cody Rhodes. It was 2013. That was also the first time I liked Cody Rhodes. Because he
First
was...
and only.
Like, Legacy and all that shit before that, he was useless.
Stardust sucked, too.
Stardust sucked. Yeah. He had 6 great months.
Yeah.
Teaming... because of his fucking brother, who was the best wrestler of all time.
All time.
Jesus Christ.
Goldust, Kelly Summers. That's the order of greatest wrestlers alive.
Yeah, it's like Goldust, Kelly Summers, like Ric Flair, Jumbo Tsuruta, like, whoever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brian Danielson, whoever you want. Yeah, but that's it's an easy top 2.
Yeah. Okay. Now I guess we have to be positive for a second, which is most underrated wrestler.
We're not shitting on Cody for like another half hour.
I mean, we could, but
he had so many disappointing ROH title matches.
He had so many disappointing everything matches.
But like title matches are like there's something of an expectation.
Cody Juice,
yeah,
everything he did in Ring of Honor.
But he wrestled a lot of New Japan guys.
Yeah, at Ring of Honor.
There was none were good.
No,
he had
Ishii.
I don't know.
No, Suzuki.
He had a Suzuki that was no good. He had a Sonata that was no good. Just
garbage.
Yeah,
pure garbage.
I hope someone that we wrestle with that is in a faction that you're also in never hears this. Because he loves Cody. His name is Al. Al thinks Cody is great.
Whatever. Don't tell Al this, but he's out of the group anyways. You know what? While we're at it, Steve's out of the group too. It's just Greg and I.
Okay.
I'm out. It's just Greg. Okay, time to be positive about some things.
If we have to.
So underrated. I have 5. I have a number 1, and when I wrote it down, and we were talking about it when I wrote it down, this is my controversial one.
Okay.
Because I feel like I might get negative feedback from you, and I would 1,000% get negative feedback from other people who have in previous years done this podcast. Meaning Shane. No, I'm just kidding. Meaning Dan. So my not number 1 are Evil and Sonata. We talked about them earlier. That they had a really good year.
Yep, both good calls.
I think Aleister Black doesn't get enough credit for being as good as he is.
Sure.
And then Chucky T.
Yep.
Because
love Chucky.
Chucky is like one of the most consistent guys when he's on.
Yeah.
You know, like when he's doing his comedy stuff or like things he doesn't really have to try that hard on, he's great. But when he's like in a thing that he needs to be focused on, super consistent.
Yeah, like
doesn't blow things.
Like the Sabre feud.
Yeah, it doesn't blow things. He has a good work rate. He has like a constant, just produces good matches. Mm-hmm. And I think he was super underrated. Especially because like the PWG stuff this year. But yeah, that's not my number 1. Those are just my like below my number 1.
Yeah.
Do you have one or do you have several?
I've got a few. I found this one hard for some reason. None really jumped to mind. I guess Ishii is worth mentioning here. I didn't have him, but he could fall in the same category. There's one I probably have almost every year, and I think wins in Wrestling Observer every year, which is Cesaro.
Mm-hmm.
Almost every year.
You didn't have him in 2014.
What did he do in 2014?
Me and Dan did.
Oh.
You had Chris Daniels and I assume Tyson Kidd. It just says Kidd.
Yeah.
But you had him in 2015 and 2016.
Yeah. Well, let's add him to 2017.
Done.
Because he's not the world champion, and he should be, because he's fucking great.
Yeah.
And he sacrificed his teeth for you motherfuckers.
Yeah. Now...
It also had Sami Zayn.
Oh, okay, sorry. Sure.
Same deal.
It's his own fault.
It might be his own fault, but he's great and like hasn't got to do like, what's his best match in 2017?
Has he had matches in 2017?
I don't think so. He might not have wrestled.
I think he just saved Kevin Owens from a thing and then just hung out with him and been annoying.
Yeah.
That goes without saying, though, that like one of the best things of the year is Sammy and Kevin's entrances together, where they're essentially doing Martin and Nelson.
Yes.
And
100%.
that is the best.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And so those are the main two I had. Then I had one in brackets that that I feel bad just saying because I'm too close to it personally. But
I thought about this one as well.
Okay.
And then was like, no, I can't say it, because, like...
But I've seen other people, just like other wrestling types on the internet, say it, so I don't
So you're fine saying it?
I don't feel bad agreeing with them. B-Boy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think Dylan Hales, who pimped one of my matches with Cobb a while ago, like just had a tweet. He's like, B-Boy is like low key having like the year of his career.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say that's entirely due to his matches with me and Dan, but I'm not gonna say it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you had told me in, like, I don't know, any year other than last year and this year, that B-Boy would be a prominent part of all of our lives,
right?
I would have slapped you in the face and then said, why isn't it Homicide? But, I mean, Benny's not going to listen to this, but, I never realized how good Benny's work rate was until I saw him and worked with him.
Yeah.
Like...
So easy to work.
He's super easy to work, but he's got, like, really good ideas and a really good understanding of, like, match structure and psychology and stuff. I mean, he likes to put every spot he can think of in every match.
Sure, which obviously is not a great thing, but I'll take that over the opposite veteran mentality of, I don't want to do anything.
Joey Ryan!
Because B-Boy is...
If you couldn't hear, that was me coughing Joey Ryan.
Yeah, because we're too subtle. Because, B-Boy is nothing if not, wanting to do a lot of stuff, which I can work with a lot better than not wanting to do any stuff.
Yeah, and I think for us, too, it's a little bit different, because, like, obviously when you bring in outside workers, they're there for the paycheck, essentially, and to sell merch, and just, like, make an appearance, because whatever.
Yeah.
But he came into our locker room and integrated himself, like, pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And was, like, friendly, upbeat, like, wanted to work guys, and, like, didn't really give off that vibe of, like, oh, I've been on TV and wrestled all over the world for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't give off that vibe. But yeah, he's said... I mean, I'd never seen his name on so many posters, like, for bookings, other than this year.
Yeah.
Like, every time, and not even necessarily, like, him posting it or getting tagged in it, but, like, any of our friends around the U.S., like, putting posters up for shows they were on, and then you're like, oh, Benny's on that
there he
card.
is. Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, he had a really impressive year.
Yeah.
In his prime. Of his mid to late 30s.
Late, I think.
Late, yeah. Okay, so my number one. I don't know if I want to... Oh, sorry, before I get to my number one... this is where I need to make a formal apology to everyone who's ever listened to us talk on a podcast.
Anyone who's ever listened to a podcast.
Anyone who has ears.
Anyone who listens.
Anyone who's not deaf and mute. I apologize. Last year, underrated, I said Jason Jordan. And I said Jason Jordan...
Because he's a good wrestler.
Because I said...
Who they weren't doing much with.
Potential to be a big singles star.
Well, he got that singles push.
I was greatly misinformed. I let my emotions dictate my answers. I apologize to my wife and my kids, who I love dearly.
I let them down.
I apologize to my coaches and my colleagues, my teammates, the city of Pittsburgh, who supported me through all of this. I will never make this mistake again.
Oh boy.
I thank you, and my family wishes to have privacy and in this time of need. I thank you.
That's good.
So my number one, and this is, I'm gonna...
So this is the one I'm gonna Daniel about?
I'm afraid to say it out loud, But I think
I'm worried for both of us. I'm worried for what you're going to say and what it's going to make me do.
I think this guy, low-key, had a really good year.
Wait, you think this guy low-key? Because
I think this guy, Loki, some call him Senshi. No. In-ring work, sure, was good. Not great, but good. But I think character development and he became one of those guys who's been around for long enough that he just doesn't give a fuck anymore.
Which is the best quality.
Which actually made him so much better.
There's nothing better than realizing that you don't give a fuck.
And that person is Mike the Miz Mizanin.
Okay.
I think he's very, very low-key become better than we would think, because we had all those years where he was terrible.
He's way better now than when he was main eventing WrestleMania.
Yeah. But
sure.
his promos are pretty good.
Yeah.
But considering he used to be really bad at them.
Yeah.
Like, his persona, like, his character is good. And I think because he doesn't give a shit,
yeah,
he literally is so much better to watch and pay attention to, and like I almost care about him, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but I think he's super underrated. I mean, his work rate's fine. It's definitely better than it has been in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, he can be in good stuff. He can still be in terrible stuff.
Yes. Like WrestleMania.
Yeah. He's not going to be carrying anything.
No.
But yeah. But no, I see where you're coming from, especially in terms of, like, personality and stuff. And yeah, there is no better quality a wrestler can gain than the lack of giving a fuck.
Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Stan O'Brien.
Yeah, Daniels and Kazarian and TNA, when they stopped giving a fuck, they were awesome.
That's right, they were.
They were awesome.
They were great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Jericho's definitely had bouts of not giving a fuck and been great for it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the best. Guys, second, there's gonna be a series of lessons on this podcast. First one is don't get hurt because you're totally fucked afterwards.
Yeah.
And second is stop giving a fuck.
Yeah. Don't care about what anybody thinks about you or says about you. Just do whatever you want.
Yeah, amuse yourself.
Use Twitter as a tool.
Yeah.
Start feuds with other wrestlers that you're in programs with, but, like, shoot feuds.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so who's your...
That's everyone I had. I had Cesaro, Zayn, B-Boy.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah. Number 10, another fun one, which is worst.
Yep.
The worst wrestler of the year. I got a lot, but I think, for me, there's a clear number one.
I got a couple. He didn't do anything this year, but every now and then when I see him, he reminds me that he is truly...
I hope it's the same person.
Truly terrible. His name is Yujiro.
Oh!
His name is Yujiro.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I didn't put him down. I put down Yujiro's sometime tag team partner.
Mr. Fale?
Bad Luck Fale.
Yeah, he's also terrible.
They could just be one person from now on. Like, the B squad of Bullet Club is the worst.
Yeah, it's terrible. Also Nia Jax.
Also on my list.
Who did one of my favorite bad wrestling things I've ever seen this year, which was against Charlotte, I believe. Mm-hmm. She gave her a shoulder breaker, but instead of shoulder, it was the top of her head.
Yeah.
And then she released the shoulder breaker.
So let her go.
She fell again on top of her head on the mat. She tried to paralyze her twice in a quarter second. It was amazing. One of the most unprofessional things I've ever seen in a wrestling ring. So, points to you, Nia Jax. And he's not the worst. I guess this maybe even falls better in overrated. But I didn't mention him. But he is still, like, he's among the worst in the Fed. Jinder Mahal's, like, a really bad wrestler.
Jinder Mahal's my number one.
Okay, he's really bad.
Jinder cannot put a good match on to save his life.
No. And he was given a number of opportunities. World champion for 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, he's garbage. He's complete, like...
Yeah.
It's almost like he's not trained enough to do wrestling.
Yeah, he's somewhat unserviceable.
Yeah, like, he couldn't get good matches out of Nakamura, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton.
Correct.
Like, complete waste of space.
You think by the law of averages, one of them would be pretty good.
But
No.
Unfortunately, we were wrong.
Just bad world title matches all year.
Yes.
Oh, here's an interesting one. What's the best SmackDown world title match this year?
I'm going to tell you later on.
Oh. Am I forgetting?
You are forgetting one.
Oh, there is one. Yeah,
that happened at the very beginning.
Happened
of
in
the
January.
Year.
Yeah. Because everything after that was Orton, Wyatt, and then Jinder.
Yep.
Yeah. But no. Yeah, you're right. There's one.
The only other person I had on this list, and this might be the negative part of not giving a fuck.
Okay.
Which is Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing he cares less about than being in the ring.
Yeah.
Bold statement. Dean Ambrose throws the worst punches of anybody in wrestling.
They're not good.
They are so lazy.
They are not good.
Like, it's almost like he's just palm hitting people in the side. Like, flailing side to side, no power, no coordination. Like, he's just, like, going through the motions until the match is over.
Yeah.
Like, kind of bitches out on doing his own finish at this point.
It's weird.
But yeah, he sucks.
Yeah.
I hate him. I really hate him. I'm glad he's hurt.
I'm glad he's
dead. Yeah, fuck it. He's terrible.
Which always reminds me of I regrettably I didn't experience it personally, just through a story. My favorite final line in a breakup letter that has ever been written or ever will be written from former VCW superstar, former Pacific Northwest professional wrestling superstar, former guy who wrestled Brian Chico Alvarez and threw an enziguri with the wrong leg 8 times, won Pistol Pete Cruz, the best closer on a breakup letter ever. I'm glad your horse is dead. There's nothing better.
No.
You try.
No.
You can't.
You can't do it. To continue the trend of worsts.
Worst match.
I got a bunch. I got 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Are they all WWE?
I'm going to blow your mind right now. 2 of them are.
Wow.
And they happen on the same day.
You've been watching other bad wrestling.
I've been mixing it up. You've seen one of the other. You haven't seen 2 of the other, but I hope you've seen highlights of at least one of them.
Yes. 2 of mine are also on the same show. All of mine are WWE.
Okay. Are 2 of them on WrestleMania?
Yes.
Are they Orton Wyatt and Reigns Taker?
Oh, I didn't even put down Orton Wyatt.
Are you kidding me?
I totally forgot.
They had worms on the ring
and
in
maggots,
a world title
and flies.
match, and maggots and flies.
I didn't even
Are
think
you
about it.
kidding? Orton Wyatt.
I put Roman Taker and Cena Nikki versus Miz Maurice.
Jesus. So 3 contenders for worst match of the year happen on what's supposed to be the best show of the year.
Yes.
This is why WWE. This is why he won worst Fed. By the way.
Yeah. I also had, I don't know, I want to say, worst thing that's ever happened ever in the history of life, which would be the return of Punjabi Prison.
Sure.
I don't know if it was the combination of being completely overbooked or having a great Khali thing that didn't pay off.
You texting me when Khali came back, I don't know if I've ever seen someone more fired up about something. You're like, Scott, drop everything.
Stop what you're doing. And what I think might be the worst match of the year, or, I don't know, they're all the worst. Everything that WWE this year was the worst match of the year. Or, I don't know if this is the worst, it's just the one that I read. The Women's Survivor Series match was pure hot garbage.
Was it Naomi Alicia Fox exchange?
Yeah. Which was worse than Charmel and...
Yes.
What's her face?
And Jenna Morasco.
Jenna Morasco, yeah.
Just unacceptable professional wrestling.
But just, like, everything about that match was just, like, poorly booked and everything was blown.
Did it make you excited for the Women's Royal Rumble?
Of course.
Good.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for all those women to not be able to go over the top rope to the floor.
Can't wait for 30 bitches who can't work.
Yeah, and, like, I hope at some point they just realize, like, oh, it's just if you get thrown out of the ring, you lose.
Yeah.
Because like most of those girls are too small to go over the top
Yeah,
of the floor.
let's not adhere too strict to the
Like, I
top
wonder
rope
how many
thing.
people will get hurt.
Oh, a few. I hope... I hope there's like a 5 or 6 like Taka Michinoku level splats on elimination.
That they then keep showing replays of because
Yes.
they're dicks. Now look at this little Ching Chong going over and smacking his face. Now not only are his eyes flat, but his nose is flat.
Yep. So, yeah, there's that. Yeah, so the first 2 things I wrote down were Orton Wyatt and Reigns Taker. 2 just beyond unacceptable matches. One of which was the main event of WrestleMania. Second straight Roman Reigns main event of WrestleMania. That is arguably the worst match of the year.
Can we make it 3 in a row?
Can't wait for 3. Now, is that all yours?
I mean, there's so many more, but
Sure.
those were just the 4 that I was
That
like,
came
these
to
were
mind.
all bullshit.
So at this point, I venture outside of the
World of
Wrestling Entertainment.
Wrestling entertainment.
We take a quick stop in Mexico for Triple Mania and
The whole show.
and the whole show, but specifically the 4-way women's match,
Sure.
where someone might have thought that the other 3 were attacking her, even though they showed no evidence to this. Sexy Star versus Ayako Hamada versus Lady Shanai versus Rosemary, I believe was the match.
Yep.
It was disastrous all the way through. Sexy Star wouldn't cooperate with anything.
Yeah.
She took a chair shot, stood up, and then walked around the outside for a while.
Yep. Stewing in her own anger.
Yeah, because she thought that Ayako Hamada and or Lady Shanai were attacking her.
I think she thought that Shania was working stiff with her, so then she started working stiff with Shania and then Hamada, so Hamada was like, oh, we're working stiff now? Well, let's fucking work
Sure.
stiff. And then the 3 of them were working stiff. Rosemary
Yeah.
had
Nothing.
nothing to do with it.
So then the logical conclusion to this is for the finish, Sexy Star puts Rosemary, who had, as we just stated, done nothing,
Yeah, literally had nothing to do with it.
in a shoot armbar and injures her.
And dislocated her elbow.
And dislocates her elbow.
But I also think Sexy Star wasn't supposed to win.
I don't think so.
That was part of the thing, too, is she didn't want a job.
Yeah.
So she took, I don't know, the weakest one and was like, I'm going to break your arm. Fuck you.
Yeah, so that went well. We will stay in Mexico, but hop over to CMLL, the good one. I think it was their
By default.
I think it was their fan appreciation night in November or something along those lines. And it was a little match consisting of
I hope it's Vianos versus Killer Clowns or Psycho Clowns.
Rayo de Jalisco Jr.,
Okay.
Viano 4,
Great.
Dos Caras
Okay.
Sr.
Oh my god.
versus Canek,
Okay.
Cien Caras, and Mascara Año Dos Mil.
Okay.
Here are their ages.
Oh.
Viano 4 is 52.
Okay. He's the youngest.
By far.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Of the group.
Yeah.
Next up, Rayo de Jalisco Jr., 58. Mascara Año Dos Mil, 59. Canek, 65.
Oh my god.
Had to be helped down the entrance stairs by a child because he could not maintain an upright posture. Dos Caras, 66.
Yeah.
Cien Caras, 68.
68.
68. So a combined age of... What's that? 65, 68. You got 133, 183, 192, 242, 250, 302, 368 by my count. So that is an average age of just over 61 in a 6-man tag team match.
How long did they go?
100 years. So add 100 to all of those ages, and that's
Okay.
how old they are now. It was slower than any slow motion PWG comedy spot you've ever seen, except it was real.
Okay. Like, that was them trying to go at a normal
That was them
pace.
going full speed. It was the saddest thing I've ever seen. I am including Tenryu's retirement match in that.
Boy.
Only because...
Oh, boy.
Okay, if Tenryu was in this match, he'd have been the saddest guy. Because his bottom half doesn't work.
He doesn't work.
Everyone in this could mostly stand. Mostly. Kinect, ugh. However, Tenryu's match was the saddest man against maybe the best wrestler in the world.
Yes.
So it was sort of a match. This was 6 almost Tenryus with nobody to save the day.
Yeah.
Because even the young guy, Viano 452, is a disaster of a human being.
Yeah.
Like, this is the guy who in a Mask versus Mask match 8 years ago, had to switch places with Viano 5 because he was too drunk and fucked up to finish.
That's pretty good.
Neither of them could work the whole match. So, yeah. So that one's pretty hilarious and worth tracking down. And my number one, which I hope you've seen clips of on Botchamania, because that's...
Probably.
That's all I've seen. And it's gotta be, if not the worst, certainly the most uncomfortable match of 2017, maybe ever. Rachel Ellering versus Christy Janes.
Yes! Oh!
From Wrestle Circus. I believe the date is August 5th, 2017.
How did I forget about that? Yeah.
This fucking match. Holy shit.
Not Rachel Ellering's fault.
Not Rachel Ellering's fault.
100% the other bitch's fault.
Christy Janes has had 2 other incidents this year.
Really?
One more unprofessional. She got into a fight in Mexico, after a match.
Smart.
The other one is one of the most hilarious botches of the year, which it was like a 4-way or a tag in England. And yes, this bitch is getting international bookings because things are easier when you're a woman. I'll say it.
Because she's small and pretty.
Because she's small and pretty.
Who do we know? Anyways, continue.
No, she hasn't gotten any opportunities she doesn't deserve. Especially St. Strickland's dick.
That's my brothers for life.
The spot in England was it was with Soraya Knight.
Yeah.
Paige's mom. She whips
Good
Soraya.
worker.
Yeah, she whips Soraya to the corner. She goes up to her own corner. She's in, so the far opposite corner, and does missile dropkick. Soraya didn't move. Soraya was just in the corner.
I have seen that.
And she just did a missile dropkick.
I didn't realize it was the same girl.
It's the same girl. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's
so bad.
The commentators are flummoxed. They don't know what to do.
It's literally she just knew the spot, so she's just running through the spots in her head of okay, I go up, I do a missile dropkick, bam.
Except
there's nobody here.
One person was straight up not there. And not on her way there.
Yeah.
She was hanging out in the corner.
Yeah. I forgot they saw that. Oh my god.
It was
not even a real thing.
Unbelievable. But yeah, but the Wrestle Circus match with Rachel Ellering. So, based on just some clunky interaction, basically, and someone didn't really go down well on a drop toe hold or something. Christy makes sort of the rash judgment that Rachel is shooting on her. Drew's just I think Drew's killing his dog right now. But I will carry on. She decides that Rachel's shooting on her, so she decides to basically bring the match to a screaming halt and not sell anything. Rachel whips her and she just stops. Oh no.
Who's still talking?
Kelly's here. It's me, I'm still talking. So...
Shut up.
Oh.
Good, Kelly's here just in time to not care about everything else we're going to say for the rest of the podcast.
Excellent. So yeah, I was just getting to Christy thinking Rachel was shooting on her.
Yes,
not-
which she wasn't.
Not really based on anything. Just they had a couple like awkward interactions.
Yeah,
and
some spots that didn't work out,
yeah.
which means you're going hard. You're
Yeah.
stiffing.
So and then like Rachel whips her and she just stops.
Doesn't do it.
And then like Rachel kicks her and just looks at her, and Rachel's like, and then Rachel just like I would have killed to be there live. It would have been amazing, but because they're just like both standing there across from each other in the ring, and Rachel's going like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to go to the heat? Do you want to go to the shine? What? Tell me what you want.
Do you want to stiff each other?
Yeah, like what do you want? And then like Rachel gets on her knees, puts her hands behind her back, and is just like, hit me, do anything. This is the worst day of my life.
Which is why she didn't get signed by the E.
and Christy doesn't do anything, and then they're, I guess at some point Rachel just says, fuck it, finish, and she does something, and Christy rolls her up. And I think Rachel like hadn't lost in Wrestle Circus or something.
Yeah.
Going up to that, like I don't even know if she was supposed to lose that, but she's just like, roll me up. This has to end immediately. So yeah, worst match of 2017.
What match is this?
Oh, Kelly, we'll watch it.
There's
Later.
clips on Botchmania. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Is it an Impact match?
No, it's from
Wrestle
Wrestle
Circus.
What the fuck is a Wrestle Circus?
Fed in Texas.
It's where you wrestle in a circus. There's elephants on balls, trapeze artists, and then wrestling underneath it, like elephants around the ring.
Okay.
There's lions, and if you're not careful, they'll bite you. You do a move, you bump your opponent to the outside, and then the lion bites you.
Yeah, so it's like the dog kennel match, but
More
Lions
dangerous.
match.
But
Yeah.
real.
The real Lions
Yeah.
Den match.
Yeah, if they combined the Lions Den match with the Kennel from Hell, that's Wrestle Circus.
Yeah, I forgot that was a fucking thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely show you that. That's a real good one. It's if you like to cringe, this is the thing for you.
Okay, next one is Rookie.
And I gave Chris Wolf best gimmick, in case you were wondering.
Fucking right. Dude.
Fucking right.
This one is Rookie, which is
It's hard.
Usually hard because you're trying to go pure Rookie.
Yeah.
Which is very difficult. I mean, last year we both just had Matt Riddle because we had no one else.
Yeah, and it was pretty legit. Like, we pretty much go like their first full calendar year.
Yeah.
And it was like he started like spring 2015, so 2016 was his first full year. So that was fine. This year, I think just one of the only ones. There's actually a million in Mexico. I just don't pay enough attention.
no
to
one
know because they pump them out so much there.
1 year, Dan literally said one of several Mexicans.
Yeah, which is not an unreasonable answer, actually. For this, I think they would count two of the New Japan rookies.
That's
Number
what
one,
I got.
Number one's got to be Muscle Man.
Oh yeah,
Kitamura.
yeah.
Drew's getting real pumped right now.
He's the best.
He's awesome. And honorable mention to
Oka.
Oka's real good. Red Shoes Kid is real good.
Oh yeah.
He was Shota Umino. He's now going Shota Uno. He's using Red Shoes' actual name. So good for.
I
him.
had Oka as my number 2. So
Yeah. But Kitamura number 1.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Winner of the Young Lions Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Winner of the every world title in a couple of
Young,
years.
Young Lions Cup at 35.
What are you gonna do? But yeah, he's awesome
Yeah.
and a huge man.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious choices.
Yep.
Okay, Team of the Year. Which, I mean, this should just be renamed.
We talked about this when we were writing
the
it.
Young Bucks Memorial Tag Team Award.
Yeah,
'cause-
the new the new category is the best team that's not the Young Bucks.
Yeah, the best team after
Yeah.
Nick and Matt.
Yeah.
Because
So-
Bucks, but every year
Bucks,
they're number
Bucks.
1
Yeah.
for everybody.
So for best team after the Bucks, I'll say what I think I said last year, which is Strong BJ of Sakamoto and Okabayashi, who
You had them as an honorable mention.
honorable mention last year, yeah. So I'll put
And then
him...
Shane thought it was Roderick Strong and BJ Whitmer.
Yeah, I said Strong BJ, and Shane's like, some sort of mid-2000s IWA Mid-South theme of Roderick Strong and BJ Whitmer. I'm like, oh, we could only wish, Shane. So yeah, I'll stick with them. But yeah, until Okabayashi got hurt later in the year, they were again awesome and having a bunch of great hoss fights. And Usos are good too. They had a good year.
Yeah, I was gonna say honestly, like there isn't really a lot going this year.
There's not that much.
I have the Usos, and then I have the Lucha Bros.
Yeah,
because they got tons of bookings. And
I'll say
Cobb and Riddle.
Cobb and Riddle.
Cobb and Riddle.
Also Cobb and Riddle too.
And then just in brackets as like honorable mentions, I guess, or like Cesaro and Sheamus because they were tag champs for like a lot of the year, and then LAX, the new LAX.
My former backyarder, EYFBO, my boys.
Yeah. Because they had in a bad Fed, they had a pretty decent year.
Yeah.
They're also like pretty decent wrestlers.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, other than the Bucks, I guess the Usos had a really good year, so I would say the Usos.
Yeah.
We're not the lads from the flats.
We're not talking about the lads from the flats.
Yeah. How come they didn't make the cut?
Are they your best team?
Yeah.
They're your number one team that's not the Young Bucks?
Yeah,
The lads from the flats?
Except for that one fucker who...
Name one of them.
Shane O'Doyle.
Wolfie D.
That sounds reasonable.
Alan Arkin.
Okay. I don't think it's Alan Arkin.
I think it's Wolfie D.
I think it's Adam Arkin.
Might be Adam Arkin. It's the two guys except the guy
with the hat
who killed the spot.
Yeah,
with his hat.
With his hat.
Yeah.
What a fucker.
What a fucker.
You guys don't know what we're talking about? You guys need to be watching more OTT from Ireland. Or maybe just watching the exact amount you're watching now.
Anyways, next up is who to watch this year. I honestly couldn't think of people, so I just wrote down Aleister Black because he's awesome and I like.
Sure. I thought I've got a few. And
Walter.
Sure, he was one to watch this year.
Did T-Hawk ever pan out?
He's a thing in Dragon Gate, but like
he's the wrong T-Hawk for one.
He's not Street Fighter T-Hawk. What year did I say that? 2015?
15.
Yeah, I don't know if he's like much higher up than he. Oh, he main evented their WrestleMania. Maybe in 2016 again, but he lost again, and I don't know. He's about in the same place. You can only really get so high in Dragon Gate.
Yeah. So what you're saying was Rongo.
I guess it's a Rongo.
Whatever.
Yeah, all of mine. I think people. I don't particularly love. I like one of them. Like I don't really care about the other three. I just think they're people that will be considerably bigger names at the end of this year than they are now. Those being Sammy Guevara, who's getting I guess fairly regular PWG bookings now, and Defy. I think.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wrestling Joey Janela, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flip Gordon, same deal. I think Ring of Honor is using him higher up now. Punishment Martinez, which is a great name.
Isn't I thought he was bad.
Huh?
Isn't he the big, tall, lanky motherfucker who's not really that good?
That's correct, but he's going to be bigger now than he's going to be bigger in a year than he is now because Ring of Honor likes him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Like, again, these aren't people I particularly like.
Gotcha.
The one I like that I think will be bigger is Alexander Wolf.
Sure.
I think he's pretty good. And
Other than having a giant vagina in the back of his head after that table spot?
What are you going to do? But besides the vagina, I think he had one of the better showings in War Games.
Yep.
And yeah, he's always good. So when I don't imagine like Sanity is gonna last the whole year. So whatever he does next, if he gets something of a push, I think he could be something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's everyone I had for that.
Oh man, now we got to go back to best.
Bah.
But I think whatever. Best fed. New Japan. It's always New Japan for me.
Yeah.
Because it's the only wrestling I actually watch.
Yeah.
I will fast forward through other things or watch clips of other things, but actual matches and stuff, it's the only thing I watch.
Yeah, and it does it. It pretty inarguably produces the best high end stuff throughout the year. Yeah, I got New Japan too. Honorable mentions to Evolve, which has definitely usurped ROH as the better of those.
Well, it's because ROH has no good
Two
wrestling.
indies, yeah, and ROH has no good wrestlers. Progress in England, which is like the British PWG. Actually, don't have PWG, but that's they're always good for like a super indie. And DDT, which is an underrated fed, which has really good booking and bunch of good matches this year, and pushes their young guys really hard. And luckily, their young guys are good.
Moving on to Best Champion, which I think is, for me, a clear runaway of who number one is, but there's two other people that get mentions.
Sure.
Maybe three. Number one is Okada, because...
Didn't have the world title the whole year.
Yeah, he...
So I guess that's something.
To be fair, also only had 4
I was
title
going to
defenses.
say, didn't have a lot of defenses,
but the defenses were good.
Yep, they were.
And then for me, honorable mention, Tanahashi with the IC.
Yep.
Zack Sabre, because he had several heavyweight titles.
Yeah, PWG and Revolution
Revolution.
Pro. Yeah.
And then...
Oh, and Evolve all year.
Oh, yeah.
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 Or since January.
Yeah.
Or February, whatever.
And
But
then
almost
I guess Brock Lesnar,
I get...
because he had it most of the year, but he didn't really do a lot.
Yeah, he had a bunch of, kind of disappointing title defenses.
Yeah. But he had it from WrestleMania until
To now.
So...
Yeah.
Oh, man, he's going to have it for a fucking year.
He's going to have it for a year.
And then he will not have it anymore, because a better wrestler will beat him.
Correct.
Better sports entertainer will beat him. A guy with
Fine.
steroid gut that he has to cover up by wearing a vest. Anyways.
Yep, guy who just got accused of steroids by a steroid dealer who got busted. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some guy who was dealing roids got threw Roman under the bus.
He got pinched, yes. He
pinched
got pinched by a copper.
he pinched a loaf. Yeah.
To be fair, it sounded like a high-end steroid dealer, because the other people he ratted out were
There was a bunch of football players, wasn't
football
there?
players and Mark Wahlberg.
And Mark Wahlberg,
yeah.
yeah. Marky Mark.
Yeah, so at least he's going to the good guy.
Marky Mark, but not his Funky Bunch.
Not the Funky Bunch.
So we're okay.
Yeah, Funky Bunch is clean.
Yeah.
What about Donnie?
I think Donnie's okay.
Donnie's okay. Donnie's fine.
Donnie's just Donnie's outside in the car, waiting to give Mark a ride home. Yeah, Okada and Sabre I had, and the one other one I had was Kento Miyahara in All Japan, who is kind of become their Okada, young guy. They put the title on and hope for the best, and it actually worked out.
Nice.
He's largely responsible for All Japan sucking less the last 2 years.
I've never seen a match of his, so I should probably watch a match of his.
He's really good. He
There's probably a lot of Japan I don't watch that I should watch, but I also hate wrestling, so...
Wrestling kind of sucks.
So yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, and he had the title up to I think July or August this year.
Yeah. Okay.
And lots of good defenses.
Show of the year.
Big.
Big show of the year.
No, that's my answer.
Big. The show big.
No. Yeah. The Big Show is my show of the year.
I have
had a couple.
I have two written down. One that I
did I give it a rank here?
was
Okay.
going to write down, but then changed my mind about. I don't know.
All right.
I have
WrestleMania. Obviously.
I have NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3.
You do not seem.
It had good matches. I just hate NXT and wrestling. So
Now, what was on Brooklyn?
Brooklyn had
Was that Rude McIntyre?
Rude McIntyre, the ladder match for the tag titles. Or no, not the ladder match. The one where... why can't I remember the name of the guy who's hurt and doesn't wrestle anymore?
Ciampa.
That's the one. No, sorry, yeah. McIntyre Rude, Asuka Ember Moon,
Yeah.
Aleister Black and Hideo Itami. Then it had Almas and Gargano.
Oh yeah.
And then the only other match on that show was Sanity beating the Authors of Pain.
Right.
But yeah, no, that show, pretty solid. Everything.
Yeah.
Women's match was really good. Title match was surprisingly pretty good, considering I didn't think a Bobby Roode Drew McIntyre match would be that great.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Almas and Gargano, stupidly overachieved.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll, again,
Yep.
main eventing the next TakeOver.
Yes. So, yeah, I had that, and then I had the final day of the G1 Climax.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
Or, no, sorry, the finals, yeah, because that's the one that had...
That's Omega Naito.
Yeah. And then I also was going to put Wrestle Kingdom down, but then remembered that outside of the top, 3 or 4 matches, the rest of it sucked. So...
I did put Wrestle Kingdom, because I agree, outside of the top 4 matches, it mostly sucks, but top 4 matches were, pretty fucking good.
Yes, but show.
I don't know, four matches.
4 out of 10.
4 matches ain't bad. And I had Dominion, the June pay-per-view, which was all the matches from that Wrestle Kingdom again.
That's what I have as number 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dominion was my show of the year.
Yeah. And then the one other one I had was day 3 of Bola that had the 5-star Keith Lee versus Donovan Dijak. Kelly.
I fucking hate Dave Meltzer.
Who doesn't?
And it had a couple good Ricochet matches. The finals were good. Keith Lee, Jeff Cobb, Ricochet. But yeah, it was the best of the 3 days. And I have no WWE shows.
Why? Why would you? What's good? Nothing good happened.
Who's to say? Yeah.
Yeah, nothing good happens, so don't even bother.
Okay, deal. I won't.
Okay. Wrestler of the year.
Kelly, who's your wrestler of the year?
Betcha he's got one name, and he's a big ol' hoss of a man.
He's on my list.
Pretty much. I didn't pay much attention to wrestling this year, or really ever now. I'm trying to think. I know. I'm just trying to think if there's someone else that could potentially be.
Kelly, in your heart, there's no one else. You know it.
Follow your heart. Actually, if I was to go by the percentage of one person's matches we watched last time we watched wrestling, it would be Keith Lee in a goddamn landslide.
Yeah, I would say that top 3 are Walter, Keith Lee, and Hama.
That's a
Hama gets a vote for me for being able to stand
to get out of bed,
get to the arena, and to walk out to the ring.
I will apologize to you in front of the world right now. The last 2 times we have watched stuff, and I brought the flash drive over, I have forgotten to load up on Hama. And that my promise to you here in front of my iPhone and God is that I will load up on Hama next time we watch shit.
He is the best.
I wish to see more Hama. He's got the best body structure of any man alive.
It's the best because you could die at
any time,
at any minute.
But there he is wrestling.
Yeah,
just a big fatso baby.
Yeah, he's got the. That's what I always forget. He's got such a baby face.
Did he wrestle as Vader and team with Vader?
Well, I guess based on that picture, yes.
Yeah, that's when he was smaller.
Yeah, he's
still big.
He's definitely he's bigger than that.
I watched.
I know he's got the Rikishi gear.
Are you one of those weird gainer fetishists?
Yeah, maybe.
Are you feeding Hama?
Funneling.
Are you making him smoothies out of cookies?
You ready to funnel Hama? I believe in
That's the best one.
That's the picture.
That's the picture.
That's the one.
And, send that to me right now. That's the thumbnail for this
Yeah.
podcast.
He's got like the man boobs that could also be like the power lifter chest.
Yeah, just a shelf.
Yeah.
Just a full shelf of tits.
A big upside down U.
Oh, so good.
Well,
He is a handsome man.
I'm not gonna give a better top 3 than that. I have 6 wrestlers. I have 1 and 2.
I have 4.
Here's 3 through 6 in no order.
Gotcha.
Ishii, Naito, Saber, your favorite, and Walter. Walter was awesome this year, and I want to see everything he does. He's been great. Drew's blowing him kisses. Then do you want my 1-2, or do you want to have some of yours?
Well, my 3-4 are 4 is Pete Dunne.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Did you know I wrestled him? Did you know I taught him... I don't want to say everything he knows.
Sure.
No. I taught him everything he knows, not everything I know.
Keep those secrets to yourself. You don't want them to get above you.
Actually, I definitely learned more from them than they learned from us, even though I'm 10 years older than them.
The only thing I learned
And by the thing, I mean put fucking Vicks Vapor up in your nose before you wrestle, and you never gas
well,
out.
that, and we also learned about Panda Club.
Oh, and Panda
Oh,
Club.
yeah, back up.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Guys,
Dunne's,
hashtag Panda Club. Get it going.
Dunne's my number 4, and he's the only person that doesn't wrestle in Japan.
Yeah.
Tetsuya Naito.
I was amazed I got 2 guys. I was going to say 2 guys outside New Japan, but Saber actually works for New Japan. I'm amazed I had 2 white guys.
Fair.
Oh, sorry. 3 white guys.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Tetsuya Naito
Yeah.
is my number 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably have the same 1-2.
Yeah, I don't know what order I put them in. I feel like they're just both 1 for me. Like
You can
they're
make
just-
it. You can make a case for either. I have Okada 1, Omega 2.
That's a reasonable assumption. You know what? Just to not be you, I'm gonna put Omega 1 and Okada 2.
And that's reasonable because, like, Omega, like, he had the Okada trilogy, he had the Ishii trilogy, he had a bunch of stuff in the G1, he had the G1 finals with Naito, and yeah, so that's not a bad track record. Okada, you got the Omega trilogy, and then all the title defenses.
All 3 of them.
All of them. Yeah. The title defenses and the G1.
Suzuki, Evil, Sonata, the other Suzuki. Those were the only good Suzuki matches on the year because everything else was pure hot garbage.
Oh no, Suzuki had 2 good matches this year and they were with Okada and everything else was nonsense. Yeah, Okada's just so fucking consistent.
I like Okada more than Omega, but I think Omega had more good matches this year. Because again,
That's not a bad way to say it, actually.
With Okada only having 4 title defenses all year, and
Was it really only 4?
I think we looked it up. I think it was 4. I can check, but
Let me think. So February, Suzuki. April. What did he do in April?
I don't know. Kiss that guy.
Did he now?
I mean, he might have. You don't know. Maybe he's one of those secrets.
One of those secrets.
So he has had, since he won the title, has had 9 defenses.
And he won it
In June 2016.
So he had so he had Dome Show. He had January, he had February. Didn't have March because that's New Japan Cup. He would have had April. Oh, fuck. Oh, Shibata. Jesus Christ.
Death match.
Death match, literally. May. Did he work Fale in May? He did.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
Fale in May. Omega in June. Then they did him and Cody in LA, right?
Oh yeah.
And then literally one defense for the second half of the year, I think. Just Evil in October, and that's
Yeah.
it. Because I don't know why they can't do defenses
They
in
don't like to defend it.
July, September,
They don't like
November.
it. They don't like it. They don't like you.
Stupid. Stupid, and I hate it. But yeah. But yeah. Oh yeah, Okada's just such a good flag bearer for the promotion and as champion. So I'll say him, but if you say
Okada is my favorite wrestler,
yeah.
but I think Omega had a better year.
Yeah.
Because he had more, like... He had tons more matches. Because, like, Okada definitely did, like, tags and 6-mans and 8-mans in the middle of title defenses, whereas Omega was, like, pretty much doing singles feuds.
Yeah.
Also, a thing that we've touched on in the past, Okada is the longest combined champion.
Yeah.
But he needs to have 6 defenses to tie Tanahashi,
and that's most
7 to have the most.
Yeah, and that's total. That's career defenses.
Career defenses. Tanahashi has 28, and Okada has 22. But Okada has 3 less defenses, title reigns.
Right.
So he has 4. Tanahashi has 7, but he has now had the title for 20 plus more days than Tanahashi.
Yeah, and does he have the record for most defenses in one reign?
I would have to...
Or it doesn't...
I would have to hand research
Ah.
that. But let me... No, he does not.
Okay.
The record goes... I just gotta go look all the way back up. But a lot of them
So
are
I feel
like...
like
a lot of them are 1 or 0.
Yeah.
So...
but I feel like in
quickly...
years past, they used to do more defense. I feel like Tanahashi might have more in one of his long
the
reigns.
most in one title defense is 11 by Tanahashi from Dome Show 2011 to the first loss to Okada. He had 11 defenses.
See? That was 13 months. That was Dome Show 2011 to February 2012.
Yeah.
That's 11 defenses in 13 months. Why can't you fucking do that now?
And then in 2002, from April 2002 till May 2003, Nagata had 10.
Right. Yeah, he had the record and Tanahashi broke it.
So right now,
Okada's at
9.
9. Okay.
So he needs 3 more, and he'll be number 1.
2 to tie, 3 to
2
win.
to tie, 3 to win. Which he's gonna get.
So, yeah. Well, now, yeah. We didn't think he was going into the Dome, but now he is.
There's no way he's not continuing that.
So he's going to have every fucking record.
Yep, I think that's the point, isn't it?
Yep. I'll allow it.
Yeah, so that's... Yeah. Alright. Now, the final one, the big one, the one that everybody came for.
Did you write stuff for the final 1A? Did you do a separate best WWE match?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess just
halfway through my question, you were looking at me like I was a maniac.
Well, it's like,
you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
1A for what? Best wrestler? And I was like, we just did a 1 and 2, but yeah, gotcha. I'm just gonna say my honorable mentions.
I have literally 2 matches written down for WWE because that's how many good matches there were in WWE.
I have 3, so
it's generous.
One I like more than I should.
Was it the Women's Survivor Series?
Yes. Honorable mentions to the first Suzuki Okada, before the brain damage Okada Shibata, and then I got both Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate matches that happened during the year.
There are 3.
I was going to say 2 of the 3 matches that happened during the year. The tournament finals, and the rematch they had at NXT TakeOver Chicago
in May. Yeah,
in May.
I had those.
Yeah,
those ones are great. And then my honorable mentions for WWE match of the year are, because it's fun and it's super backyardy, Shane AJ at Mania.
Yeah,
and the Usos New Day Hell in a Cell,
yes,
which is the match that I like more than I probably should.
When I don't know if you remember when we were writing these.
Yeah. You said
that's the match I was referring to.
Oh, okay. You thought that was going to be my number 1.
Yes.
My WWE match of the year was AJ Cena at Rumble.
Yes.
Which is great.
Yes.
I wonder if it still holds up, though.
Oh.
Is
that the match where we called there was going to be 4 FUs?
Yeah.
And he did 4 FUs?
Yeah. They took their...
they're actually called attitude adjustments, but...
They took their... Was it SummerSlam 2016?
Yes.
match formula of doing just finishers,
Yeah.
and somehow stepped it up a notch.
Amped it up.
Where once again did just finishers, but more finishers, and sometimes off the top rope.
Yeah.
And it was awesome for it.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, it was great.
I hope it holds up. We should watch it and enjoy. And I hope you like Styles clashes and attitude adjustments. But no,
I think they just call them AAs now.
It's I'd say it's the only good main roster match of the year.
Yep. 100%.
Bold statement.
100%.
And then the one other one I wrote was Bait and Done in May in Chicago, because that was great.
Yep.
And everything else in WWE and NXT besides those two matches can go fuck themselves.
There might have been NXT stuff, but whatever.
I don't know if that's true. NXT had tons of on their takeovers, like stuff hovering around 4 stars.
Yeah.
Like most of the world title matches were like always like, oh, it's 3 3/4, it's 4, it's 4 1/4 maybe, but that's it. Like the only like 4 3/4 pushing like real match of the year stuff was Bait and Done.
Yeah. So we might have similar top 3s, but not the exact same top 3s. Because I wanted to avoid having a top 3 that was Omega Okada, Omega Okada, Omega Okada.
So did I.
So I took the 2 Omega Okadas that I liked the most, and then the third one is still great, but I didn't want to just have Okada Omegas.
Yeah. So have you talked about everything but your top 3?
I am good.
Okay, I got a shitload. So let's get my shitload.
Well, you watch more wrestling than I do, so I expect you to have way more than I do.
Yeah. So what do I got? I got a chunk of British stuff. Zack and Skrull in January in Revolution Pro was great. They had a PWG match in December 16 that went like 40 plus minutes. That was really good, but it was 40 plus minutes. And then the next month in Revolution Pro, they had another match where they like trimmed 20 minutes off, and it was like, 23 minutes or something, and it was awesome. There was that. There was let's hop across the pond to Germany for the... No, let's hop back because it's in progress and not WXW. I tricked myself. I thought it was a 16 carat.
You fool.
I thought it was a 16 carat. It's the Progress Super Strong Style 16. Matt Riddle and Jeff Cobb from May in Progress was awesome. May 27th, I believe. Riding the Riddle train some more. Riddle and Walter from August in Progress, which I think Riddle and Walter saw? Yeah, I think we saw it at Dance.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought that was awesome. More British. Revolution Pro in November had a 2-day show, one awesome match each day. Zack Sabre and Will Ospreay had an awesome match. If not the Dome show that just happened, probably Ospreay's best match, because like Zack reined in. They complemented each other great. Like Zack reined in Ospreay's sillier stuff, and Ospreay brought the less boring stuff out of Sabre. That was great. And then the day before was Keith Lee and Ishii, which is the simplest fucking psychology in a match. Big, huge guy and little tough guy. And that was the story. And it was just Ishii trying to suplex Keith Lee. And eventually he did. The place fucking exploded when he did. And the match was awesome. What else? Sabre and Chuck, aforementioned from the PWG Anniversary Show, where Chuck won the title. And I think that's all the stuff outside of a top 6 that I made. And the top 6 is all New Japan.
As it should be.
Oh, no.
I'm going to kill you. I'm going to strangle you in your sleep.
I left one of the Okada Omegas out of the top 6, even though that probably shouldn't have, but just for the same reasons as you, I only put one Okada Omega in my top 3, and I only put 2 in my top 6. So the one that didn't make the top 6 was the third one, the G1.
That is also the one that didn't make my list.
Yeah. That said, it's phenomenal too.
Yeah.
And like, if it was someone's number 3 match of the year behind the other 2 Okada Omegas,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, it could just be Okada Omegas.
Yeah.
Like, that's... Yeah.
So that's the one I kept out. So that is so that's everything but the 6.
Are you able to do 6, 5, 4, or are they just all kind of...
I can do 6. Yeah, I ranked 1 through 6 actually. I forced myself.
Oh, make your way up from 6 to 4, and then when we get to 3, we'll exchange 3s, and then we'll exchange 2s, then we'll exchange 1s, and we'll exchange hand jobs.
Deal. Number 6, Naito Omega G1 Finals, August 13th, 2017. How do you like that?
Continue to number 5. I like that a lot.
Number 5, Omega showing up again. He actually shows. He makes one more appearance than Okada, so maybe Omega should be my number 1. But you know what? He's not. You know what? Because he's white, and I hate white people. Fuck
That is not true at all.
Fuck Whitey.
You only like whiteys.
Number 5, Kenny Omega, Tomohiro Ishii, New Japan U.S. Title Tournament Finals, Los
That
Angeles,
match was good.
July 2nd.
God damn it.
Featuring a spot I ripped off last week to great fanfare. You're getting German suplexed, and your arms are blocked, so you hold on to the top rope with your teeths.
Mm-hmm.
That was my number
And
5.
it makes it look like your opponent is fucking you in the butt.
Correct. But really, any German suplex is going to do that.
Sure.
And the Omega Ishii, their first one at the New Japan Cup, is really good too, but not on the list. Number 4, as I said, I only have 1 Okada Omega in the top 3, so it's time to bang off one at number 4. The Dominion 60-minute draw, June 11th, is my number 4, Okada Omega. So our 6, 5, and 4, all Omega matches. There you go.
Well, my number 3, you already mentioned, which is Naito and Omega, the G1 final.
Cool. Which was your match of the year 2016?
Yes.
The Naito Omega last day of regular G1, I think.
In fact, it was.
There you go.
Yep.
Does that mean you want my number 3?
I would like number 3.
My number 3 is last day of Block A of the G1, Naito Tanahashi, August 11th. I really liked their Dome Show match. I really liked their Dominion match.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this one was even better and had the best psychology of any match in the G1. I thought it was awesome.
New Japan really did a good job in 2017 of trilogy matches.
Yeah, for real, right?
They did a lot.
Like, Okada Omega,
Omega Ishii.
Naito Tanahashi, Kushida Hiromu.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a really good job of trilogies.
Yeah.
One at the beginning, one in the middle, one towards the end.
Yeah. Good job, guys. So yeah, that's my numero 3.
My deuce is Okada Omega number 2 from Dominion.
Okay.
I'm the kind of person that does not enjoy, well, as I've stated, multiple
Watching wrestling.
wrestling in general.
Yeah.
But 60-minute matches are not a thing I genuinely like or care about, unlike other people we are friends with. But somehow managed to keep a pace up for 60 minutes that was like they were going 10.
The pace of that 60-minute match is ridiculous.
The pace is stupid. No one should ever be able to work that hard or that fast for that long.
It's amazing.
I loved the psychology of the guys outside the ring in their corners, like between Cody trying to throw in the towel and the stuff with Ghetto, just like that stuff was like a great addition to the match. It didn't subtract anything from the match. That was really good. But yeah, like the fact that they could just go 60 minutes, like they could have gone another 4 hours, no problem.
Yeah.
I mean, probably not. But, that's what it felt like, is that they were just like...
No, you'll never find a more blisteringly paced 60-minute match ever. Like, it's insane.
Don't tell that to Chris Hero.
I won't tell that to Chris Hero. So those are our twos?
That's my two.
Oh, I haven't done my two.
You've not done your two.
April 9th.
Never forget.
Never forget. 4-9, never forget. Okada and my favorite boy, my favorite dead boy, Katsuyori Shibata.
I love my dead gay son.
This match was fucking art. I loved it.
Yeah, art if it's something you like to jerk off to.
Yes, art is something I like to jerk off to.
Oh, then yeah.
And this was art.
Yes.
It was so good.
Oh my god.
Like, you don't want to say that it's good that this is Shibata's last match and he almost died, but holy fuck. If you're gonna go out on something, this is the one to go out on. The best match of your career.
Choose your own adventure. Flip to page 33 if you want to continue your wrestling career, or flip to page 79 if you want to end it now.
But sometimes they trick you, because they give you multiple options.
That's true.
So maybe he just picked the wrong one.
That's true.
It was like when I had that Goosebumps book, and like I was on an alien planet. I had to run out of a house, but it was searing heat outside. So like, okay, you can either wipe this goo all over you and run out, or you can take a giant leaf and use it as a shade. I'm like, I'll take the giant leaf because goo is gross. And then it burned up the leaf when I died. So I had to go back to that page.
Should've got that goo.
Oh no, my goo.
If not, what did I say was the best moment this year? What was it? Nia Jax killing Charlotte twice with a shoulder breaker?
Yes.
Okay, if not that, then this had the legitimate best moment in a wrestling match of the year. It was also the moment that ended Shibata's career.
Yeah.
Where they're both dead. Okada's in control, picking Shibata up. Shibata regains his strength, throws Okada's hands off him, grabs Okada by the head with both hands on the side back of his head, kisses him on the mouth,
deeply and passionately,
and they get married. He headbutts him as hard as he can, so hard that his own head starts bleeding. His reaction to this is to look slyly to the camera and wink.
Yeah.
In the best moment I have ever seen in pro wrestling. It's so good. I'm everything I say sounds sarcastic, but this is true. I am so heartbroken that this was it for him. He finally, he won the New Japan Cup. He finally got a title shot, which we didn't even know if he'd ever get, because we didn't know, where exactly New Japan stood on him. Obviously, they finally had faith in him. He delivers as much as anyone can possibly deliver in a match. It's unbelievable. If not for the Okada Omega series, it is the easy match of the year. I would say even with it, it's in the... It, along with those, is in the discussion for match of the decade. Holy shit. I don't know what else I can say.
If in January I had said to you, who has a tougher skull, Shibata or Okada?
Right?
Would you have said Okada?
No!
Because apparently he does.
I know! Okada was fine!
Totally fine. He, wrestled the next month.
But Shibata might have been doing it so much that he weakened his own skull.
Sure. It may have been a straw that broke the camel's back situation.
Collectively, across the New Japan roster, if you put their skulls together, they would be just as weakened as Shibata's is, because Shibata was headbutting everybody.
Yeah.
Just his was taking more force than, one other wrestler.
Yeah. Anyone else is involved in ridiculous headbats, one in 10 matches, as opposed to
Yeah.
Shibata, which is 10 in 10 matches.
I would venture to guess, though, that there's probably a lot of guys who have really tough skulls.
Well,
Ishii.
Like
Fujita.
Ishii.
Fujita.
Oh, yeah, Fujita, for sure.
Suzuki.
I bet you Tenzan's head is like a
Oh, yeah.
goddamn cement block.
Yeah.
And I bet you Kojima's probably super
Yeah.
thick, too. But then I bet you there's also people that you think would have a tough skull, and they're probably mush. Like, I bet you Nakanishi's brains, if you just push... It's like a baby skull. You put too much pressure on the top, it just dips in.
His fontanelle.
Yeah. I mean, he's already barely able to function as a human, so...
He's perpetually underwater.
Water, yeah. The man who thinks he's underwater.
Yeah. I think...
Yeah. In case I didn't mention it, I liked Okada Shibata.
Yeah, maybe.
Cool.
I assume, since it hasn't been mentioned, both of ours is the same number one.
I think they are.
Because they, by default, kind of have to be.
Pretty much. Kelly, what matches did you like this year? Besides Taker and Reigns.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
And Orton and Wyatt on the same show.
Oh,
and
magic.
Magic.
I don't know. That might be number one. It didn't have magic. Black magic. Oh, God. What were... No, I don't think that was this year.
I hope you're going to ask about a match from like 1975. Was Dick Murdoch and Killer Carl Cox this year?
What was Okada Ishii from G1?
Last year.
Yeah.
It was my match of the year last year. Sorry, 2016.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. It was my 2016 match of the year.
I enjoyed Naito Omega.
Yep. The finals.
Finals.
Yeah. Drew's number 3.
The second Omega Okada.
The hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything Walter did.
Yeah.
Everything Keith Lee did.
Pretty much. Yeah, I don't remember a whole...
Six-star Dome Show main events?
Oh, fuck off. Because most of the wrestling I watched is the ones that we watched. I didn't really watch a whole lot on my own.
It was a pretty good... Colt Cabana had a pretty good match in... I want to say around June 2nd.
You know who else had a really good match this year?
Pacific Northwest.
Timothy Thatcher had a really good match this year.
Thatcher had a good match in July.
Maybe like some people's number 3 match of the year.
Oh,
Yep.
Joey Ryan had a pretty good match on...
Kelly, don't be stupid.
Does this say March, April, maybe?
Can I change my
Pick an
vote
April.
for worst match of the year and just put any match I was in this year? Any tag team match where there was slow motion and butt powers involved?
Why can't Niv and Luke be every year?
It should
You
be.
know, I would venture to say that was the match I've been in that I hated the most. Like, not even jokingly. Like,
And
I
arguably
didn't-
the most...
I didn't want to do it. It was kind of forced upon me.
It sounded like it was.
I didn't want to wrestle either of the people that I was against. I didn't want to do 50% of the tomfuckery we did in that match. One of my opponents literally forgot the opening spot,
I remember that.
so he took the move he wasn't supposed to take until towards the end of the match. Yeah, my 2017 was a total waste of my time and life. Like, I'm a bad wrestler, and I've never had a good match.
Weren't you world champion for like...
Yeah, but I was the Diesel of 3-2-1. Now, I wrestled nobody that was worth a damn.
You were the longest running world champion of 2017.
I held the title for a really long time. I never drew shit. Yeah, I was the Diesel of 3-2-1. Proudly, I'll take it.
You can make charts about it later in TNA.
Name one good match I had. Yeah, see?
Me.
No.
Or 20 seconds.
I'm gonna tell you something that really grinds my gears when we get to the end of this. Anyway, yeah.
I tried to drag you through something, I think.
Yeah, maybe, but it was probably shit.
Someone decided to crush the other's knee.
It was probably Kelly.
Maybe it was Kelly. Did you break my knee, Kelly?
Yeah.
Did you kick his knee out of his knee?
Yep. I kicked your leg out of your leg. I guess if I had to pick one, I don't want to pick Omega Okada because I feel like that's what everybody's going to pick.
That's what we picked.
That's what we're picking.
So I'm going to go with Naito Omega.
Yep.
Yep.
It was great. had the pile driver from a table to not a table. Just, it appeared to be intentional. Like, I think that was the plan, just to make it look crazy.
Yeah.
So, that was a good one. But my number one, and I believe your number one, Okada Omega number one.
Yep.
January 4th, 2017.
6 stars, bro. Can't argue with it.
Broke the rating scale forever, apparently, because there were 3 more above 5-star matches.
But remember we said the scale is to 10.
Yes.
So he's literally hated
And he's
everything.
actually just been a real stickler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing's ever been more than 50% good.
Yeah.
So now it's just kind of like, yeah, that was okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Okada Omega, pretty good. Again, so this one wasn't that far off an hour. This one was 46 minutes, I think. And it also had a stupid pace.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like a bunch of mean shit and...
Bunch of really cool stuff. I loved how they teased the table early and didn't use it till much later. When they did that big crazy ass back body drop to the outside through it. That was nuts. Tons of good sequences. Tons of like real... I remember Omega almost worked it as a face. Because he had... Because Omega has these great like fire-up spots. He had an even better one in the 60-minute. But he had some really good ones in the first one too. Just where like the crowd gets like crazy behind him and he hits like, a sequence of stuff. But yeah, and again, like many other years, we were surprised by the winner.
Yep. I think we all predicted that the outcome would be different.
Yeah, and it was the exact same thing this year where we're like, well, I guess not the exact same thing. I'll say it was the exact same thing for me.
And somebody else who lost a bet.
Yes. Where things are going along, it's obviously we're getting down to the finish, and Okada's hitting this, and this. I'm like, oh, it's how's the other guy gonna get out of this? And oh, he doesn't. Okada won.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting both years, but pretty.
Hey, main event Dome Show. All right, let's blow the tie up.
And the first like rope running sequence.
Yeah, so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, they didn't do that last year, and that's why it's number one. We definitely didn't have the same number one last year. Have we had similar number ones in previous years?
I don't know. Who cares? This is bullshit.
You know what? Fuck this. I agree.
One thing that really grinds my gears.
Oh, yeah,
this is going to be my shithead for the end of the thing.
Okay.
Which is, look, we all wrestle. None of us invented anything in wrestling. Everything's been done at this point. Something that,
to quote the Bare Naked Ladies, it's all been done.
it's all done. Something that I really, really hate, and I think this is for me personally because I've seen it done a couple times in the last little while, is when Wrestler A is wrestling Wrestler B.
Okay.
Wrestler A does something to Wrestler B that is unique or new or whatever, but it's Wrestler A getting offense on Wrestler B.
Yeah.
Okay? So now Wrestler B is wrestling Wrestler C.
Okay.
Wrestler C does the same thing Wrestler A did because it's a cool spot that you can do with Wrestler B.
Took. Yeah.
But it's Wrestler C doing the same offense to Wrestler B. Drives me fucking nuts. Because not as much as it's a move that Wrestler A consistently does.
Yeah.
But it's because A and B can do it, so then C sees it and does it with Wrestler B, and it takes away from that move.
Yeah.
I will not name names, but it involves me wrestling a child, and then a fatter guy wrestling the same child and doing the same move, as well as me wrestling a man with a tail, that then other people wrestle the man with a tail and steal the same spot I do. So, drives me fucking nuts. I cannot stand it. P.S. Charlie Manson's gonna live forever.